lovers, and welcome back to my studio. I'm actually trying a different orientation for this one, so I hope you guys like it, but today's video is going to be focused on my most recent painting called Spring Equinox. I've been wanting to do a little deer or fawn girl for a while now, because I've always thought that the white-tailed deer fawns and their spotted coloration were always really beautiful. And I also thought it would be a good time to shed some light on the disorder known as vitiligo. Now, I do not have any personal experience with vitiligo, nor do I know anyone with this disorder, but I do actually follow a few Instagrammers with this condition, and I realized at some point that I've never actually looked into it. So I visited the Mayo Clinic website to find out what exactly vitiligo is. So during my research, I found out that vitiligo is actually classified as a disease that causes discoloration of skin in patches. These discolored areas usually get bigger with time and can affect the skin on any part of the body or hair, and even inside the mouth. This occurs when the cells that produce melanin die or stop functioning. And it can affect people of all skin types, but is obviously more noticeable on people with darker skin. The condition is not life-threatening or contagious, but it can be very stressful for those who are affected by it. There are also several different types of vitiligo, which will affect the skin differently in each person. What I'm illustrating in this painting is one of the most common types, which is known as generalized vitiligo. It is a type in which the discolored patches often progress symmetrically in corresponding body parts. Some of the lesser known complications of vitiligo are increased risk of hearing loss, eye problems, and sunburn, along with social and psychological distress. Vitiligo can start at any age, but usually appears before age 30, and although there are treatments to restore affected areas, it doesn't prevent continued loss of skin color or reoccurrence. Because of this, it is important to seek out a good dermatologist as well as a good therapist in order to learn more about the physical and emotional treatment options. So, like I said, I've been following maybe a handful of Instagrammers with vitiligo for a while now, but I never really put any thought into what causes it or the emotional implications of having a disease like this. And learning about it just really made me want to make sure that I was showcasing it in a way that was beautiful and ethereal. Like, I've never looked at someone with vitiligo and thought anything other than, wow, this person must have magic in them. And even though it only affects about 1% of the world's population, that's still like 7.5 billion people. And I know the importance of representation and seeing yourself as powerful and majestic and amazing. Being able to see that somewhere, it's really important to me and to a lot of people, so I just wanted to contribute to that story. Now, I realize I haven't talked a ton about the actual drawing process of this, but it's because I feel like it's pretty straightforward. If you've been watching, you know I love symmetry in my artwork, and Procreate makes that super easy, especially for me. Drawing flowers is really stressful for some reason. I don't know, I feel like I overthink it so hard, and being able to have a shorthand for the type of flowers that I want to create and not have to draw them more than once, to just like draw them on one side and have them immediately be on the other side, was like real satisfying. You may have also noticed a thick circle or oval frame flash off and on a couple times there, and that's because it was my initial intention to do this piece in watercolor. And if you've been watching, you know that I usually test out my colors in Procreate, but I feel like the more I played around with color and lighting effects and just layer effects, the more I was falling in love with this piece. And once I got to the end, I realized I didn't see a way for myself to recreate this piece traditionally and love it as much as I did with it being digital. So I ended up taking this piece as an opportunity to really explore the tools of Procreate and how I can use them in my artwork. The secondary theme for this piece is obviously spring and the coming equinox. So I wanted to make sure that the colors of this illustration really reflected that. And I tried to do this by keeping the colors of the florals really pastel and making her skin luminous. The spring or vernal equinox marks the turning point when daylight begins to be more prevalent than darkness. At this moment, the direct rays of the sun are shining down on the equator, producing the effect of equal day and night, give or take a few minutes. During my research, it was this image of the earth cut completely in half by light and darkness that inspired the final look of this piece. So in the end, it is my hope that she serves as a reminder to learn from and cherish equally your inner light as well as your darkness. Let go of regrets and expectations so that you can begin this new season with a renewed sense of inner peace. Before I share the final close-ups, I just want to say a huge thank you to Carmen at the Creative Mindworks on Instagram for participating in my Draw This in Your Style challenge, which I posed at the beginning of the month. I really enjoyed the more graphic, lineless approach to this piece, mostly because it's something that kind of terrifies me. I really do enjoy the collection of work on her page though, so you guys should definitely head over there and check it out. Overall, I have to say this piece is definitely a new favorite for my collection. If you're interested in grabbing a limited edition sticker or print for yourself, I will have both available in my shop by the end of the night. The prints I've made are on semi-gloss paper and are matted to 11 by 14, so they are ready to frame. And I love the way these stickers turned out. They are my absolute favorite thing in the world. They're actually printed on this really thick vinyl that is UV resistant, and this vaporwave effect that I was able to get is a little bit more pastel than your standard holographic effect, and I think it really suits the whole springtime aesthetic. Before I go, I just wanted to share a few clips from my latest art event. Thankfully, the COVID numbers here in Phoenix are dropping down enough that they are letting us do outdoor events again, and I was so excited to be able to do this. The start of the day was great, and then right as I was, of course, packing things into the truck, it started raining, because that's just my luck. But I just wanted to show you guys a little bit of my setup. By the time I got there, the rain had stopped, but it was pretty chilly outside. With the weather being what it was and being uncertain of whether or not the rain was going to start again, I was really happy to see that the event organizers had kind of set up this larger communal tent area for vendors like myself that didn't have a tent. I think because it was a little chilly and a little rainy, there wasn't a ton of traffic, but it was great to be around other creatives and to just be in the atmosphere and the community again. I missed it so much. I missed doing shows, and I'm glad that they are coming back to the Valley. I do try to learn something from each event, and this one meant that it was time for me to get a tent of my own, especially since I do have another upcoming event right on the spring equinox, which is March 20th from 11 a.m. to 4 p.m. So I hope that some of you can come out and join us for the Day of Indulgence. And even if you can't, I just want to say again that I love you all so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed the process of this video, and I hope that you'll like it and comment and share and do all the belly things. And I look forward to sharing more with you in the next video. Thank you guys again so much, and I'll see you soon. Bye!